Hey everybody, welcome to Rebootleggers. This is a comedy podcast where we reboot everything. I'm Scott Owen.
I'm Frank Serra.
If you can't tell from my voice, I'm recovering from an illness of the face variety. The inside face.
Face butt disease.
Well, my butt was uninvolved.
Butt face disease. Face like butt disease.
No, I don't think so. But so just an upfront apology for the state of my
uvula.
The state of my instrument, if you will. We'll just get right into it. I don't unless Frank, do you have any
That's all I had.
I was gonna ask if you had any pre-reboot banter. Frank and I discovered that a company called Disney,
The Walt Disney Corporation, TM, ours reserved.
they have decided to make
They're extremely litigious.
Kim Possible into a live-action DCOM, which Frank is clearly very excited about. This Frank was a Disney boy.
I'm going to buy cable to watch this.
Oh, you're going to. I thought you said you did.
Going to. Not yet. No, that would be stupid. It's not out yet.
Yeah. So we thought it would be prudent to jump on, the pre-boot, cover our bases. If we end up guessing right about what this is about, then we can sue them.
We legally own the movie.
Yeah. So we're trying
we're on record.
It's like a gold rush. If you can plant your flag on a story before somebody else officially gets it out in the world, then you own it. Doesn't matter if they heard it or not. But Frank, why don't you give me the rundown of old Kimberly Possible? It is right. Kimberly, isn't it?
Is it? Yes.
Is
Kimberly,
it?
Kimberly, yeah. Kimberly Ann Possible. Voiced by Christy Crosser Romano. Ann after her mother.
How does
Ann
that
Possible.
fit into the pun?
Ann Possible, because it's a pun on unpossible. And then her name is Kim Possible, because that's a pun on impossible.
That checks out.
So she, Kim Possible, is a high school student, and now it's never like 100% like she's kind of a spy, kind of like a secret agent, kind of just like a normal superhero.
Right.
Like if she's a spy, she's never like collecting information, so it's kind of more like secret agent, I guess, but it's not a secret.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows that she like fights bad guys, like her parents and everything.
Her parents? Who does she fight bad guys for?
Unknown.
Okay.
Not part of the series.
Okay.
She has like a communicator, and then she gets a sitch. What's the sitch?
What is
She says, "What is the sitch?"
Uh-huh.
And there's just like a mission. It's like, go here. This dude's gonna blow something up. Whatever.
Okay.
She does this with her friend Ron Stoppable. Now that's a pun on unstoppable. If you're tracking with me, it's supposed to be. Ron Stoppable is what any normal high school person would be like in these dangerous situations.
Mm-hmm.
He's like bad at things and gets afraid and like doesn't know 6 languages.
Most names have like origins, right? Like if your last name is Cooper, it means your family made barrels,
yeah.
right? And so what did Ron's family do in the past?
The Stoppable family was famous for being very easily foiled in any attempt they could make. If in the olden times, if a Stoppable was trying to like get in your way, you could just say, "Get out of here," and they would just go away.
And then here's my follow-up question: where did the Possibles come from?
I actually think it was Dutch.
Oh, okay.
Just nothing. Yeah,
that checks out.
So Ron has some help because every show needs an animal friend.
Mm-hmm.
He has his little naked mole rat, Rufus. I would say Rufus tops out at 4, maybe 6 inches of pure rodent power.
He's the naked mole rat.
He is the naked mole rat.
Which in real life, not super cute and cuddly.
Mm-hmm. In the cartoon, they do gussy up the beast.
They gussy up that beast a lot. Significantly less wrinkly than the real naked mole rat.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, ugh.
And so then they've got their Kim and Ron and Rufus. They're all out in the field.
Uh-huh.
And they've got their man in the chair, Wade.
And what's Wade's last name?
Full name? Yeah, this is the problem. you have Kim Possible, impossible, Ron Stoppable, unstoppable, and their friend Wade, who is
How would you describe Wade?
who is not, he's not a very skinny person.
Physically.
His actual name in the show is Wade Load.
Wade Load.
And that's not nice.
Do you think that's actually his last name, or are Kim and Ron just very mean?
Are they just super mean and call him Wade Load?
Wade Load. It's possible.
Now, Wade is is like the Q. He always makes the gadgets for them.
Natch.
Which again raises more questions. Who is she working for? Why do they not give her gadgets?
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, who is her employer? Who decides these missions?
And then there's a whole cast of villains that we can get into as we get there.
Yeah.
But that's the main. Kim lives with her family. She has 2 twin younger brothers. Mom and dad. Everyone knows she's a spy. Like, everyone knows she's a spy, and like no one treats her special for it.
Yeah.
At all. It's like, you did save the world, but did you finish your math homework? It's like,
oh right, and she gets to be a secret agent who. Does everyone in her school also know that she's a secret agent?
Yeah, it's a not secret agent.
Okay, so she gets to be a super spy, but she's also like popular girl cheerleader at school.
Yeah.
Who fights with the slightly more popular girl cheerleader at school.
Yeah, that would be Bonnie.
So we don't even get like a fun underdog story where she's like the nerd girl.
No one gets phased. Like, I literally diffused bombs. It's like, ha, Kim like couldn't do a handstand, and then everyone laughs.
And she's like, but I did disarm the plutonium extractor. And they're like, yeah, but did you complete your English essay? F-. She gets no slack, and I don't imagine any teen could maintain this lifestyle for long.
Now, we were talking about who she works for, so this is happening live as I scroll down the Wikipedia article, Scott.
Oh, you find it?
In the Kim Possible movie, A Stitch in Time, there's a flashback. So here's what happened. Kim Possible needs to make money.
Yep.
So she, doing what any early 2000s go-getter would do, she makes her own website.
Natch.
To promote babysitting services.
Okay.
She uses the slogan, I can do anything. Now.
Whoa!
A billionaire in a tough bind who needs to hire somebody to save him is browsing the internet. He accidentally sends Kim the job request instead of a mercenary team. And Kim does show up and she does save him, makes the newspapers, and then her email starts getting spammed with people asking her to save them.
This is outrageous. She just had the equipment to go save the guy?
She just went ahead and did it.
This is in the movie.
This is in the movie.
Okay.
It is canonical, though.
Okay. This is in the original cartoon movie, not the new...
Not the upcoming one. This is Kim Possible, a Stitch in Time. A Sitch in Time.
Does she go back in time?
I've never seen the film.
What? That doesn't sound like you.
Yeah, I probably have seen this.
Seems like we need to get some teens on the horn to talk about this.
We do need to get some teens on the horn. Oh yeah, that is it. I remember this movie now. Yeah, so there is time travel. Basically, like, Kim goes to the future, and because she wasn't there to stop anybody because she traveled through time to the future, so then she was gone for like 60 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the world is ruled by the main villain, Dr. Draken. So then she has to go back to the past, like Samurai Jack, and stop it.
Okay, let's get into our first segment called Love It or Leave It.
Love me or leave me or let me be lonely.
This is where we talk about what we want to keep and what we want to get rid of. So obviously we have to keep that she is a super spy.
Uh-huh. With no master.
Except...
She operates on spec only from a flood of emails.
So she's in like the Craigslist wet work parts.
Yes. Yeah, actually, yes. If Craigslist had not banned hiring mercenaries to carry out dangerous tasks.
That's the other thing. What? what part of the internet is she operating in that she can, like, I guess she doesn't do
She probably doesn't do babysitting anymore.
well, she doesn't do babysitting, and she's not doing hit jobs, right? Nobody's hiring her to kill people.
Not on screen.
Not on screen. Okay. So right off the one of the See, this is tough because on the one hand, I don't like that she just gets to be good at everything because I like a character who's got some problems.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, her name is Kim Possible.
Kim Possible. Yeah, it's impossible. Wait, it's
Wait, it's
she
can do but she is Kim Possible.
It's Kim Possible for her not to do it.
It's possible for So
Now that I'm thinking about it, does that work?
Maybe she's really bad at everything, and maybe she's a Mr. Bean. Maybe she's like a Johnny English.
Well, no, I mean she punches them, and then they go like ow. It works, right? What if?
Well, okay, so I want to keep her super spy. It just seems. I guess on the other hand, like I was gonna say, I want it to be secret, but on the other hand, it's very refreshing to not have a storyline where she's constantly
and she doesn't even have
secret.
like an alias. It's like, oh, sorry, I need to go save the world. Can I be excused? I don't need a pass because I'm gonna go save the world.
Yeah, and then also I want her to so she's a cheerleader, right? Normally.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah, her.
Does she like being a cheerleader, or is it like an extracurricular that she's required
I think
to
she
do?
likes it. I don't know why she'd do it if she didn't like it.
True. I mean, nobody makes Kim Possible do anything.
Yeah, nobody. It's impossible. It's Kim Possible for her to make her do something.
What does Ron's do? He's just her school friend who does he go on missions?
Ron is around. He doesn't.
She's
he,
not part of any organization at all.
Ron holds the backpack, or like if Kim needs like photocopies, that's Ron.
So Ron's not even the man in the chair. Ron is just
no, because that's Wade. Wade is the man in the chair.
Right.
If somebody needs to get hit in the face, that's Ron.
Is cheerleading still interesting to the kids these days?
I have no idea. There's that CW show Hellcats.
I don't know about the show. Is that about cheerleading?
It's cheerleading. It's basically like if Step Up was a TV series.
Now, Step Up is about street dancing, not...
I know, but this is like if Step Up was cheerleading.
Now, are you
series.
perhaps thinking of maybe if Bring It On was a TV series? Because that is about cheerleading.
I am thinking if Bring It On was a TV series.
Okay, yeah. There we go. Maybe Kim it just seems she's got her life's too convenient, I think. Like, what are the problems
let's
she has?
Let's ask this question.
Give me the question.
Kim is obviously very successful. At the end of the series, her and Ron are in love.
Oh, of course they are. Why not?
They kind of sew it up. Is this show still about Kim Possible?
Oh, maybe it's about Tim Possible.
Well, no, actually, in the show, Tim is her younger brother. We can go that way.
What about, doesn't she have twin younger brothers?
It's Jim and Tim, the
twins.
twins.
There we go, Jim. I was wondering what the other pun might be.
Yeah.
Are you suggesting maybe Kim? Okay, what happens when a possible and a stoppable? What happens when that?
What happens when a possible when a Kim Possible force meets a Ron stoppable object?
What is possible plus stoppable?
Do they make the ultimate baby child,
or do they make just a regular baby? Where
do they make? Oh my God! Did we just? Okay, hold on. They make like a regular. So all the Ron stoppability and all the Kim possibility, they just kind of exactly cancel out, and so then they just have like
a baby who sometimes things work out and sometimes they don't.
Well, yeah, they just have like Stephanie Stoppable, right? I guess it would be possible stoppable or stoppable possible. Which way is the hyphenation?
It could be whichever way. I like stop. I like just portmanteauing it.
Stoppable.
Kind of like a Jesse Constopoulos situation.
Stop possible.
Stop possible. That's pretty good.
Stop possible. So Stephanie Stop Possible doesn't. It's just a person. Is this like all right? Is this like
Okay, so
like Kim and Ron want her to be a secret agent, but she just wants to like watch TV.
Yeah, she's just dealing with having a mom who
she's actually a high school person.
She is stuck between a mother for whom literally anything is possible. Her mom can accomplish literally anything, and a father for whom nothing is possible. He is foiled at every turn, which does beg the question. It seems like we got a bit of a paradox how he and Kim got together, because
I think in that case,
possible Trump stoppable.
possible Trump stoppable, because Kim could make it possible.
Kim made it possible, and he could never make anything possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's a miracle he's even alive at this point.
It really is.
Okay, so we're getting okay. Kim. Okay, so her parents want her to be a secret agent, and because she's supposedly got the genes for it. I don't know. And then, but she's like, I just want to play basketball.
Like, honestly, I just want to see the season finale. Like,
If I could
please.
just please do this. If I could just finish my game of Fortnite.
Fortnite. Is that too much?
If you don't, for the kids, no, never too
By
much.
the time this episode comes out, Fortnite will have no longer been cool.
Oh wow, that's fast. Okay, so Stephanie what is it?
Stephanie Postopable.
Stop possible?
Stop possible.
Stossable.
Stossable. Stossable is good.
Stoppissable.
I think we won with Stossable.
Yeah.
That one doesn't have piss in it.
Stopsable. But let's jump into segment 2, because it seems like we've abandoned segment 1 already on the side of the road.
This is going off the rails with our great ideas.
This segment is called When and Where. We talk about setting and genre here. So setting is 20 to 15 years after. How old is Kim at the end of that show?
They're still in high school.
Okay, so we're going.
It's only 3 seasons, and it's like the series finale is high school graduation.
Okay, so we're going maybe 30 years later, so that Kim has had time to grow up, have a child at a responsible age, and Kim is.
And then that child is now old enough to be in high school.
Correct. Now, is she still actively taking on assignments?
Oh, is it like Kim's like, "Oh, it'll be another late one, honey," like, and then Ron's like, "Don't worry, I'll make dinner."
And then also, is can Kim be killed?
Probably not. Oh, does Ron still go with her on missions? And then it's like Stephanie's like a latchkey kid.
How often did Ron go on the missions before? In the
Every
original show?
time.
Every time, despite his
100%.
stoppable nature.
Despite his extremely stoppable nature.
Okay, so yeah, I think Ron does still go, because what if, like, did Kim ever complete a mission without Ron?
Oh, probably all the time.
Okay.
I think that rarely does Ron make it so that the mission definitely was what succeeded.
I was just going to suggest that maybe, like, there's such a thing as too possible.
Is it?
Is it possible, is it bad to be so possible that you need someone stoppable to kind of shake things up? Like, why would she bring Ron?
Why would she bring Ron? Maybe maybe Ron is a lightning rod for bad luck. So if you have Ron near you, you can't fail, but Ron fails for everyone around him.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
So as
long as Ron was there, things would go wrong to Ron, and Kim's missions were perfect.
things would
I
go
don't think she
wrong
knew
just
this.
in the bubble around him, which would affect
Yeah.
the enemies that she was fighting, but because she is possible, it does not affect her.
So do we want Stephanie to have like a 50-50 chance every time of instantly succeeding or instantly failing?
Yeah, maybe she's got that coin flip power. Or does she have some sort of like, yeah, maybe like, okay. So Kim's they both clearly now have reality altering powers.
Warping. This is the path we're going.
This is the
down.
path we're going. Kim's applies solely to her own self, whereas Ron's applies to everyone, including himself or but his self.
No, it has to include him because Ron fails just as much.
So Kim's is a internal focus, Ron's is an area of effect.
Mm-hmm.
Does their daughter have both? But they're maybe like everything goes wrong for everyone around her, but everything goes right for her.
Let's. Well,
or is it flipped, or does it depend?
I don't want to
on
make
the day?
The Omen.
Oh, that's fair.
I don't want to make Final Destination. Let's tighten this up.
What if, like you said, it's a 50-50 chance.
They get mixed together. So everybody
Yeah.
around her has a 50-50 shot of failing no matter what. It's basically you either get a crit hit or a crit miss every time you try something with Stephanie around.
Right. I was going to suggest maybe she does have both, but sometimes they flip depending on, like, it's sometimes she is stoppable to herself and possible to everyone else, and sometimes she's possible to herself and stoppable to everyone else. But maybe it's just she's got the mix.
But it's not. You can't tell when the switch happens.
We can't. No, it's a crapshoot for sure.
Yeah.
So it's a 50. So maybe it's just a 50-50 for her and for everyone around her, which is pretty. I don't know. Is that good? Is that bad?
That's good. Yeah.
Is she the
Because
ultimate?
then we get like she's like flipping a coin, right? And she's like heads, and like nailing it every time. And then she goes she flips the coin, and then it just like goes and like hits
What do you
like
mean
the
by-
microwave,
wait.
and then the microwave explodes.
What do you mean by nailing it in this situation? Is heads winning every time?
Like she's guessing right every time.
Oh, okay.
Because it's going right, and then she like flips it, and
then it
just,
goes
hits
so
her-
wrong.
She like hits herself in the face, and it hurts a lot, and then she's like, "Oh,"
Oh man.
and
Oh.
it's tails.
And then it's tails. So and it applies also in an area of effect because she gets that from her.
And I like this idea too. We can explore where like her mother doesn't understand what failure is,
Yeah, her mom has never
and so
failed
she's
at anything.
probably closer to Ron, who who gets it. He gets down sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, and her is it just applying to her, or does she also have the AOE, the area of effect?
I think you're way too worried about this. We're just gonna.
I just want to know if her thing applies to others around her, as does Ron's stoppableness.
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone around her has a clean 50-50.
That sounds pretty good in a lot of things,
Yeah.
but then other things not so good. But that
So
means
like some kids will be like, "Oh, big test today. Are you gonna sit next to
right.
Stephanie?"
This is literally what I was about to say.
Yeah.
And there are some kids who are like, "Yeah, I should probably study anyway," but another kid's like, "Whatever. I'm just gonna fill it out randomly. I got a 50-50 shot of getting it all right, even though it's a A, B, C, D multiple choice questions. I got a 50% chance of getting it right."
Yeah.
How granular is this ability, Frank? Is it so? Using our test taking example, does the 50-50 chance happen with every single individual question, or is it you have the 50-50 chance of acing the
It
whole
would definitely be the whole test. Either it all lines up for you, or it just completely bombs.
test? Right. Okay. So you can't get if you are in a class with Stephanie Postoppable.
If you're sitting like within one desk of Steph, it's not a huge radius.
Okay. Oh, it's not a huge. So it's smaller than Ron's radius. It sounds like.
Yeah, it shrunk because it only got half of Ron.
Sure. Okay. So if you're within a couple of desks of Kim Postoppable, you're gonna
Stephanie.
get Stephanie Post.
Stim possible.
Stim possible. You're gonna either
possibility.
you cannot get like a C. You're either getting an F or an A.
Yes.
Interesting. So does she have friends?
Probably.
Friends who
I guess she has a 50%.
friends who don't mind that walking next to her sometimes means that they're gonna beef it hard.
But sometimes means they'll find $20.
Sometimes it means they'll find $20, so it's totally worth it. Okay, so what?
This is another thing I just kind of realized with these rules we've set up is that a 50% is failing, so Stephanie's not doing well in school.
Well, no. It's not 50%. Like you said, it's not. You get 50% of the questions right. It's you have a 50% chance of getting everything right or getting everything wrong.
Yeah, and so she takes 2 tests. That's a
And it doesn't necessarily because
50%.
it also doesn't mean that she has an even split. Like she could.
It doesn't. It could be different.
It could be flopping down on more of the success sides for her just coincidentally right now.
Yes.
What if for most of her childhood it seemed like she was a possible, but then in high school
She started getting stopped.
she started getting stoppable?
Okay.
And so
and what would that? How would that?
she's just
what's
used
the-
to
what's the
succeeding.
arc?
She's used to succeeding at everything, and then she has to learn how to deal with failure.
We meet a Stephanie who only recently began her downward trend toward the stoppable bloodline.
Yes.
That's good.
And so now she's debating, like, she's like, I thought I wanted to be a secret agent like my mom because everything's possible for me, but it turns out maybe everything's not possible, so I need to explore other options. And then
Turns out I'm stoppable.
maybe she discovers a love for, like, I don't know, Magic the Gathering or something. And
Sure, hold on, what? Okay, no, keep going.
I'm just saying, I was trying to think of the most opposite of being a secret agent possible. I'm just saying maybe she her love was secret agenting, but now that she's in high school and going through these changes,
she feel soccer.
maybe she discovers there's something else she'd rather be doing instead of
What
being
is
a secret
something
agent.
where a 50-50 shot is still pretty good? Baseball.
Gambling?
If you have a
any sort of gambling?
if you have a .5 batting average, you're like the best baseball player on earth.
That's true. Maybe she becomes a baseball player because that's
Yeah.
very good. Yeah, baseball players are great if they can hit it 1/3 of the time.
Yeah, so if she's actually getting, she's an all-star. She's getting .5 batting average.
But when she does strike out, she like
It's either a home run or she accidentally swings the bat like into the guy behind her's face.
yeah.
Like,
So then she is determined.
oh,
to-
that's funny because then the first time she comes up to bat, and we don't really know why. When she comes up to bat, the catcher will like back up a few steps.
yeah. Okay.
He'll like back up all the way over here.
Okay. How does Kim feel about this? About her daughter doing these things?
I think Kim thinks it's just a phase, and that she's gonna be back to being a spy any day now. Ron is just happy to support his daughter.
Yeah. Ron's a.
Ron has been taking the L for so many like years of like never winning anything that he's just happy when no one's dumping on him. I think I don't know if broken is the right word, but he's not
Ron
not
is-
as gutsy.
He's defeated. I mean, I'm looking at the poster for the TV show, and he is a scared boy. Okay.
So here's a funny Ron stoppable story.
Okay. Go.
In the end of the series, Ron joins the football team, and he becomes the best running back at the school because he spent so much time always running away that he became a really good runner.
He became really good at running away from the people trying to
Yeah.
kick his ass. Okay.
So then he was the best running back on the high school team.
Hey, good for him, you know? Okay, so let's get to our next segment called Who Can It Be?
Can it be now?
And this is where we talk about characters and the casting. So obviously we've got adults Ron and Kim. We'll just get Will Friedle and Christy Carlson Romano back. They'll
Both of
do
them
it.
still active.
Both of them still active. I know Will Friedle's down to clown.
I'm pretty sure that both of them like came back to like voice like a teaser for the movie.
They
That's coming
recently
out,
did
right?
some sort of reunion thing. I saw. I follow Will Friedle
Yeah.
on Twitter, and he's a sport. He's a real card.
He's a real champ.
I like him because he's my
He's
favorite
slugger.
Batman. Who we talking? Who we get? Who is our Stephanie Postoppable?
Yeah, so I guess we're going high school, right? Which again, we keep boxing
Well,
ourselves.
but here's the thing
in.
with voice acting: she does not have to be a high schooler because
That's true.
You just have to have
We
a
could-
young sounding.
We could
voice.
get Bart Simpson.
We could get Hynden Walsh, the voice of Princess Bubblegum.
Yeah, and you know that she's open.
Because Adventure Time is over. She's
Yeah.
still got that regular Teen Titans
And
Go
Teen
work,
Titans
but-
Go, yeah, but that can't take that much time.
No, I mean, I think
Those are only 10-minute episodes.
Do you think Warner Brothers would let her voice a Disney show though?
Warner Brothers can stick it where the sun don't shine. I'm coming out on record.
Okay. I'm gonna leave it to you to get Hynden signed up, and that's fine. So we got Stephanie. Who else is in this show? Does she have her own
She's
weight
gotta
load?
have a crew.
I need to know about her crew.
Does she have a crew, but like for her normal high school problems, like a man in the chair, but like, shoot, I'm gonna be late to fourth period.
He's like he's got like a probability chart of her.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to know her crew, and I need to know their pun names, please.
Yeah. So we got Fad Ass.
His name can't be Ass.
his name can't be Ass.
Give me what are some other
I keep coming up with Ass.
what about like I don't know. Are there we haven't even talked about like villains or anything. We should get to that, decide if there's a villain. I mean, this seems like less of an adventure show, more of like a slice of life.
Yeah, a little more sitcom-y.
A little more sitcom.
A little more Girl Meets World.
But better than that.
But not canceled like Girl Meets World.
Yeah, and also like probably a real good quality. Is this is still animated, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's got to be. Okay. So let's talk about let's come up with the character and then we'll name them. So she's got to have who are her two best friends? Give me one of her best friends.
We got
Just
we
give
got
me
the
character traits.
the quote unquote man in the chair, right? But he's just got like a very new iPhone and a Bluetooth headset.
Okay, does he participate in the robotics club?
He does.
Okay.
And he also definitely like says things like, "Oh, my Google Calendar is alerting me of an appointment."
Sure.
Or like,
she's her computer
I just got
nerd
a
friend.
WhatsApp message.
She's
Things that kids say.
She's the tech nerd friend. He's the tech nerd friend.
Either, yeah.
And okay, so based on that, what's his name? It can't be, and this is the other thing. It can't be a perfect pun. His name can't be like
It
Ray.
can't be a perfect
His
pun.
name can't be like Ray Dio. It's got to be
Let's
like.
decide the word that it will be a pun on. So like I'm thinking like.
Seriously, why would they go with Wade Load? He's the tech guy,
Nerd
but they
bomber.
focus on the fact that he's fat.
How about intelligent, and his name is Kent
Ian.
Elegant.
Kentelligent is good. Yeah, he's Kentelligent. That's perfect. Okay, Kentelligent, and then who is her other friend? She's into like fashion, but like isn't a bitch about it. Like she's like the cool, stylish girl, but she's like got a good heart, right? She's
And then
like,
she'll be like, "I'll cover for you in French today."
yeah. And her name is a pun on.
Impossible, unstoppable, intelligent,
Entrepreneur. No.
entrepreneur.
No.
What, does she sell stuff?
Maybe she's like a weird like entrepreneur girl.
She's like always.
Can you give me a pun on business or
It needs to be like 3 syllables.
okay. Okay. Thesaurus.com synonyms for business. Now occupation.
Starting with a vowel makes it so much easier.
Occupation.
Occupation.
That's bad. No, her name can't just
Her
be a
name
pun
can't
on
be
job.
occupation. Yeah, that's not anything. It's got to be an adjective.
Yeah,
An adjective beginning with a vowel, preferably 3 to 5 syllables.
relating to
Being a good friend in general.
being a good friend in general, and also having a business savvy. Maybe. I mean, can you make one out of entrepreneur? Ivankapreneur.
Okay, that's not bad. That's pretty good.
I don't like the name though. I'm not a big fan of it. What about like
Biancapreneur.
Biancapreneur is good. Executive. Industrialist.
That's not an adjective. The way that we
Executive
want
can be an adjective.
it can be, but it doesn't. What does it say about them as a person?
They are the boss.
You know, one of them is impossible. One of them is unstoppable.
I
One of
do
them is
like
intelligent.
Biancapreneur.
One of them is entrepreneur.
Biancapreneur is pretty good.
She's always instead of like making gadgets, she's like, I've got a new product.
yeah.
Like,
Every episode,
do you want to test it?
Every episode, she's got a new product that she's trying to
Yes.
sell.
This is just a giant big old
Come on,
flex
flex those improv muscles, buddy. What is it? A giant?
This is a big old giant lipstick, and you can't mess up.
You can't mess up. Get the whole face in one fell swoop. So those are her two friends, and they'll be voiced by Dylan and Cole Sprouse, but one of them is a girl.
Cole Sprouse, one of them doing a good. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, let's go to our final segment called "What's Going On." And this is where we talk about this is where we talk about plot.
This is the meat.
This is the meat. Okay, so are we just? This is a show. Let's pilot this, right? This is how we do. Mm-hmm. Talk to me. What's happening? Episode 1.
Stephanie Possible wakes up, looks in the
Stop.
mirror, brush teeth.
And she does good. She's very good at it.
Brush teeth. Yeah, like not. I mean, it's not literally every task in her life is a.
Oh, okay. Not literally.
I
but
think
here's
that
my
would be
question.
tiresome.
So in this, as of the pilot, has her stoppableness already started to emerge, or is this first
Yes.
episode the first time her stoppableness?
I think it is because I want this scene to happen. Where
Okay.
she gets ready for the day, and then before she leaves her room, she looks in the mirror, and she goes, "Oh boy, I hope this is a good day today."
Okay. Let's
Or
have
does she say? Maybe she says like,
a possible
"Ooh,
day.
I wonder which way this day's gonna go."
Yeah. Okay.
And the audience, like I'll be the audience. They're like, "Huh?"
Yeah, you make a good audience. What a great audience.
Thank you.
Okay, so then she goes to school. Has she? What is she discovered?
No, she goes down for breakfast.
Oh, my mistake.
And then her father Ronald says, "I'm your father Ronald," and he says, "Oatmeal bar," and he like throws her the oatmeal bar, and Stephanie holds up her hand and it just smacks her in the face, and she says, "Oh, it's gonna be this kind of day," but you still don't know what it means.
Yeah, and what does
And the audience is like,
what does Ronald say?
And Ronald says like, "Oh, they just cut to school. It's not."
Ah, gotcha. Okay, so now she's at
That's all I had.
school. Now she's at school. What's the conflict in this pilot? Is this where she discovers she would? Is this where she finally decides she doesn't want to be a secret agent?
Yeah.
In
I think
in episode
there is
1.
a big test.
Does she go on a mission and stoppable the mission?
Oh, that would be good. That would be good. That would be most good.
Okay. So she's in
So
the middle.
she needs to cut the blue wire, right?
Yeah. Go
And
on.
then it's like the second she's bringing in the pliers, there's just like big gust of wind, and then she cuts the green wire by accident. And then she says like,
Does she go straight to the mission instead of school, or does she go to school first and we see her get called out? And is
we
she
see her friends, and then she goes like, "Boop boop boop," and it still says "boop boop boop doo,"
boo
right?
boo boo doo? Is she on mission with her mother, or is she on a solo mission?
I think she's solo, but then on the on her iPhone, her mom like FaceTimes her and says like, "Oh, good luck, honey."
And she's like, "Whatever, mom. I've done this a billion times.
Whatever, my mom, Kimberly, and then she.
Whatever, mom. Kim Possible. Kim Possible,
Yeah,
my
yeah,
mom.
gotta-
It does.
mom.
It's like a
Mom possible.
Mom Possible. Okay, so then she beefs it real bad on this mission,
Just beefs it.
and she
There's
decides.
a big gust of wind, and then she cuts the wrong wire.
But then, okay, so does she just get to go back to school, or is it like next day, and she goes to or baseball tryouts? Like,
And then just starts railing dingers.
at what point does she decide that? Like, how does
Yeah.
she come to realize, like, oh, baseball, if I'm 50-50, I'm actually very good.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
this isn't. Maybe it messes up, and then she comes home and she's like, "That's it, I quit." Because that wasn't the first time, but it is the last time.
yeah. And then what's her
And then she starts railing dingers.
and then Kentelligent is like,
Yeah.
you know,
I've been doing some calculations, but
tracking
it's just
this.
a calculator app.
yeah, he's like, it seems like you've got about a 50-50 chance of succeeding at anything you do. Maybe try baseball.
Yeah, statistically speaking, because he talks like that. Actually,
Yeah.
statistically speaking,
Yeah, he's pushing his glasses up constantly. The kid
Yeah.
kind of sucks.
he goes. I just googled sports with the most, 50-50 chance.
So then
He just reads what Google says. Like he's probably not even that smart.
So then what's the conflict here? Is it just getting into the getting on the team?
I think it's mother's disapproval in episode 1.
Mother's disapproval in episode 1, so her mom has to come to terms with your daughter's not going to be a secret agent.
Your daughter's not. It's not as possible.
But
as
she
you.
does have the training, so I think throughout the shows there's going to be instances where she is going to be able to execute
Oh
some
yeah,
backflips
yeah.
and
Like
stuff.
like they throw the baseball at her, and then that baseball is actually a bomb.
Yeah, because being the daughter of Kim Possible is going to make you a target for sure.
Yeah, especially when at no point was her identity secret. And that's extremely important.
It's
to this.
extremely important. Yeah. And the benefit of the stoppable, if it's a stoppable day, the stoppable still applies to those trying to abduct her.
This will either be a comedy of errors or a secret agent power show.
Either way, Stephanie gets out fine.
Yeah, and we can kind of flip-flop that.
Yeah. Okay, good. What are your what final things do you want to put in this pilot?
The baseball team's the Naked Mole Rats.
Very good. Is Shigo in this? She's green for some reason.
Shigo.
What's her deal?
In some random point in episode 2, Stephanie will refer to Aunt Shigo and then just leave it out there.
Yeah, okay. That works. Okay, that's a good reboot. I think that's pretty fun. I like this reality bending weird interpretation we've come up with. Do you want to do a food pairing?
Yeah.
What are we drinking? What are we eating?
So if it's 50-50, it's either got to be something good and something bad, or something bad and something good. So it's either a bad Mountain Dew and good food, or bad food and a good Mountain Dew.
Oh, or what if it's both for both? Like, what if your Mountain Dew, we're talking
Both
Baja
for both.
Blast and Pitch Black?
And Pitch Black. And then your food is half a plate of nachos, half styrofoam.
Oh, I was going to say, like, half lima beans, because it's still food, you know?
Half lima beans, half nachos.
Yeah, and this
You're
isn't...
not allowed to mix the lima beans with the nachos. That you have to eat them separate.
Oh, I thought maybe you did. Okay, yeah, no, that checks out. And I mean, it's important that we reiterate this isn't necessarily a food that you will enjoy while watching this. It's just this is an appropriate food. Yeah, it's a thematic food. All right. Well, that's gonna do it for us. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. Sorry this episode is a little bit late. I got real sick over the weekend, and it was bad. But we'll have this. We hope you forgive us. If you like the show, please give us a good rating and review on iTunes. That would help us out so much. And if you could tell your friends, that would also help us out a ton. Until next time, I'm Scott Owen.
I'm Frank Sarah.
Frank, what is our password for next week? Now, do you have to say it with your mouth or like with a?
You have to say it.
Checks out.